Welcome back to the channel, coin enthusiasts. If you're a fan of rare coins and the fascinating world of numismatics, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into a coin that you might have lying around in your pocket right now, the 2011 D. Jefferson nickel. This seemingly simple 5-cent piece might look like just another coin, but trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this one. You might just be holding on to a hidden treasure worth millions. Let's get started and find out what makes this coin so valuable and special, before we talk about the 2011 D. Jefferson nickel and why it could be worth big money, let's take a moment to appreciate its history. Coins often tell the story of a nation, and the Jefferson nickel is no exception. Introduced in 1938, this coin was designed by artist Felix Schlag. Its main purpose: to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and one of the key figures in shaping America's early years. The Jefferson nickel replaced the beloved Buffalo nickel, which had been in circulation since 1913. For decades, the Jefferson nickel has been part of America's everyday currency. On the front, we have a portrait of Jefferson himself, while on the back is a depiction of his iconic Virginia home, Monticello. Over the years, this coin has gone through several design changes, but one thing has remained constant: it's always been a representation of America's founding principles. Now, let's talk about the modern era and why the 2011 D. Jefferson nickel has garnered so much attention from collectors and investors alike. You'd be surprised to learn that, even in today's coin market, this humble nickel can fetch quite a hefty sum, if you know what to look for. Alright, now let's zoom in on the 2011 D. Jefferson nickel. This coin might look like an ordinary nickel that you can find in your change, but it's much more than that. At first glance, it doesn't appear to be anything out of the ordinary. It has the typical design we're used to seeing on Jefferson nickels. The obverse side features a well-known portrait of President Thomas Jefferson, and the reverse shows his home, Monticello. One important detail to note, however, is the mint mark on the coin. The 2011 D. Jefferson nickel was minted at the Denver Mint, which is why you'll see the D on the front, right next to Jefferson's portrait. This is a critical detail because, while the minting of nickels from the Denver Mint is common, it's the specific year and condition of the coin that can make a big difference in its value. Now, let's dig deeper into what makes the 2011 D. Jefferson nickel so special. It's not just the regular nickel that you might come across every day, it's the potential for rarity and errors that give it its value. These nickels can vary greatly in worth depending on their condition and any errors that might have occurred during their minting process. Let's start with rarity. As a general rule, the more rare a coin is, the higher its value. That's why collectors often seek out coins that were minted in smaller quantities or in years where unusual events led to limited production. The 2011 D. Jefferson nickel, while not produced in extremely low quantities, has sparked significant interest among collectors due to a few factors. Although the overall mintage of the 2011 D nickel wasn't low, there are still some unusual and rare versions that can be worth far more than their face value. The key here is error coins. In the world of coin collecting, error coins are like gold. They occur when something goes wrong during the minting process. A die might be misaligned, or there could be an issue with the strike, resulting in a coin that looks different from the usual run-of-the-mill nickels. It's these errors that can make a 2011 D. Jefferson nickel far more valuable than you'd ever expect. One common error to look for is a double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned during the minting process, resulting in a faint, double appearance of the design. This could happen on either side of the coin, but most often it's the portrait of Jefferson or the Monticello that gets affected. If you happen to find a 2011 D. Jefferson nickel with this double die error, you might be sitting on a rare and valuable coin. Now, let's talk about the actual value of the 2011 D. Jefferson nickel. You might be wondering, how much can this coin really be worth? While most regular, uncirculated 2011 D. Jefferson nickels are worth their face value of 5 cents, there's more to the story. Coins that are in excellent condition and have minimal wear can fetch higher prices. In fact, if your coin is graded as being in near-perfect condition, you might be able to sell it for anywhere between $10 to $50. But things get even more exciting when you start looking for rare or error coins. Depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin, you might be able to sell it for hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars. In fact, some particularly rare and well-preserved examples of the 2011 D. Jefferson nickel have been known to sell for over $5,000 at auction. Here's where things get really wild. Some experts believe that there is a particularly rare version of the 2011 D. Jefferson nickel that could be worth a staggering $20 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $20 million. But, let's be clear, this $20 million valuation isn't for just any 2011 D nickel. It's for an extremely rare coin that combines a perfect minting condition with one or more incredibly unique characteristics, something that would be a once-in-a-lifetime find for any collector. If such a coin were to ever surface in the market, it could cause a bidding frenzy at auctions, with coin collectors and investors alike clamoring to get their hands on it. While it's highly unlikely that you'll find a $20 million nickel sitting in your coin jar, it's still a fascinating idea that shows just how valuable certain rare coins can become. So, how can you identify a potentially valuable 2011 D. Jefferson nickel? First things first, examine the condition of your coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable it could be. Coins in excellent, uncirculated condition are always in demand among collectors. Look for sharp details, no discoloration, and no signs of wear. If your coin is graded as MS 65 or higher, it could be worth more than just 5 cents. Next, check for errors. As I mentioned earlier, errors are what really set rare coins apart from the rest. The most common errors you'll find on the 2011 D nickel include double dies, off-center strikes, or incorrect edge markings. These errors can be subtle, so be sure to use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to inspect your coin carefully. And here's a tip: if you do find an error coin, don't just throw it in your collection and forget about it. It's a good idea to have the coin professionally appraised by a numismatist or a reputable coin dealer. They can help you determine its true value and guide you through the process of either selling it or holding onto it as a valuable asset. Well, there you have it. The 2011 D. Jefferson nickel might seem like just another 5-cent coin, but when you start to dig into its history, rarity, and potential for errors, it becomes clear that this little nickel could actually be worth a lot more than you think. Whether it's an error coin, in pristine condition, or just one of the rare gems floating around out there, you never know what you might have in your pocket. So, the next time you grab some change, be sure to take a closer look at your nickels. You might just be sitting on a small fortune, and who knows, you could discover a treasure worth thousands, or even millions. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Next 2015 P5 Jefferson Nickels USA coins. Today, we've got something really exciting for coin enthusiasts and history lovers alike. You might think a 5-cent coin from 2015 is just a regular nickel, but what if I told you that this little coin could be worth something truly astonishing, up to $10 million? Stick around, and I'll explain why this coin is so valuable, its incredible history, and how you might just find one of these rare treasures yourself. Now, let's start with the basics. The 5-cent coin we're talking about here is commonly known as the nickel. It's one of the most circulated coins in the United States, and in 2015, it had a fairly simple design. On the front, you'll find a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the U.S. And on the reverse, his home, Monticello, is beautifully depicted. Nothing too unusual here, right? But here's where things get interesting. What most people don't know is that within this seemingly ordinary coin, there exists a rare variety that can fetch a mind-blowing price. In 2015, the U.S. Mint produced millions of nickels, as it does every year. However, due to a few unusual errors in the minting process, a very limited number of 2015 nickels were created with major defects or features that make them incredibly rare, and incredibly valuable. We're talking about coins with errors such as die cracks, misstrikes, and even double die varieties. These errors often go unnoticed, but they can make a coin worth far more than its face value. Imagine finding a coin that looks like any other, but it has a subtle detail that makes it a one-in-a-million find. So, how could a 5-cent 2015 nickel possibly be worth $10 million? It all comes down to rarity, demand, and historical significance. Some collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums for a coin that has a unique error or flaw, something that sets it apart from the rest. One of the most sought-after coins in recent history was a 2015 nickel that featured a double die obverse. This means the engraving of Jefferson's portrait on the coin was struck twice, creating a visible doubling effect. It's a subtle error, but to a serious collector, it's pure gold. Double dies, especially on newer coins, are incredibly rare, and when they do pop up, they can fetch thousands, even millions of dollars. The $10 million figure? Well, that comes from the extreme rarity and historical value of finding such a coin in mint condition. Now, let's take a step back and look at the fascinating history behind the nickel itself. The design of the US 5-cent coin has evolved over time, but it has always been a reflection of the country's values and heritage. The first nickel, issued in 1866, featured the famous shield design. But in 1938, a new design was introduced by renowned sculptor Felix Schlag. It featured Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse, a design that has stood the test of time and is still in use today. This design is iconic, and its connection to Jefferson's legacy makes it a symbol of American history. So, when a coin like the 2015 nickel comes along with an error or unique feature, it becomes more than just money, it's a piece of history, a rarity, and a potential investment. But here's where things get really interesting. When you're talking about rare coins, it's not just about the errors in the minting process. Sometimes, the historical significance of the coin itself can increase its value exponentially. For instance, the year 2015 marks an important period in American coinage history. The U.S. Mint was still using the original design for the nickel, which had been in circulation for over 70 years. The possibility that a rare error occurred in this era, when the design was still in regular use, makes these 2015 nickels even more fascinating to collectors. So, while the 2015 nickel might look like a standard coin, its rarity, the errors that can appear on it, and its historical context could make it incredibly valuable. Who knows? That seemingly ordinary 5-cent coin you find in your pocket change could be worth a fortune. Okay, now you're probably wondering, how can you spot one of these rare nickels? How can you identify if your 2015 coin is one of those that could be worth a lot of money? First, it's important to know what to look for. To identify a rare, valuable 5-cent 2015 coin, you need to look closely at the minting details. Start by checking for misaligned strikes. This happens when the dies that stamp the coin aren't properly aligned, leading to an off-center design. It might look like a regular coin, but these misalignments make it valuable to collectors. Another important error to look for is die cracks. These are visible fractures in the dies used to strike the coin, and they can cause tiny but noticeable cracks to appear on the coin's surface. They can happen over time as the dies wear out, and finding one on a 2015 nickel can significantly boost its value. Of course, the most coveted error is the double die. This occurs when the design is struck multiple times, leading to a doubling effect, especially on certain details like the letters or the outline of Jefferson's portrait. Double die varieties are rare, but if you come across one, you could be sitting on a goldmine. And while these errors might be difficult to spot with the naked eye, using a magnifying glass or even a jeweler's loupe can help you examine the coin in detail, but just finding an error doesn't automatically make the coin worth a fortune. The condition of the coin plays a big role in its value. A coin in pristine condition, with no scratches, dents, or discoloration, is going to be worth much more than one that has been worn down by years of handling. Now, let's talk about how you can get your coin graded. The most accurate way to determine the value of your 2015 nickel is to have it graded by a professional. Grading services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation or the Professional Coin Grading Service can assess the quality of your coin and assign it a grade based on its condition. The higher the grade, the higher the value. A coin that is graded MS 67 or higher can bring in much more money than one with a lower grade. But let's not forget that finding a rare coin is just one part of the equation. If you decide to sell, the market demand will play a big role in determining its final sale price. Rare coins are often sold at auctions, and the prices can vary based on factors like the number of collectors vying for the coin, the rarity of the error, and how much interest there is in that particular year or type of coin. If all this talk about rare coins has sparked your interest in coin collecting, you're not alone. Coin collecting can be a fun and profitable hobby, and it's more accessible than ever. With online marketplaces, coin auctions, and professional organizations, it's easier to get involved. But remember, it's not all about finding a $10 million treasure. Collecting rare coins takes time, knowledge, and a passion for history. So, there you have it, a 5-cent 2015 US coin that could potentially be worth $10 million. It's all about the rarity, the historical significance, and of course, the errors that make some coins stand out. Who knows? The next time you're handling a nickel, it could be worth a small fortune. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for more fascinating coin stories. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Next, 1989 5-cent coin, worth big money, more than just 5 cents, where we talk about everything related to coins, their history, and how they can sometimes be worth far more than their face value. Today, we have an exciting and fascinating topic to dive into, the 1989 5-cent coin. This small piece of history has captured the attention of collectors and coin experts, and it might just be sitting in your pocket, worth far more than you think. Believe it or not, this seemingly ordinary nickel could be worth up to $9 million. Yes, you heard that right, $9 million. Before you check your change jar, let's take a deep dive into what makes this 1989 5-cent coin so special, how it got its incredible value, and how you can identify if you happen to have one of these rare gems. So, sit back, grab your magnifying glass, and let's explore the history, value, and mystery behind the 1989 5-cent coin. Let's start with the basics. The 5-cent coin, also known as a nickel, is one of the most widely used coins in the United States. Its face value is, of course, 5 cents. Most of us use it without giving much thought, and for years, it has been a staple of American currency. In 1989, the United States Mint continued producing the standard design for the nickel, which had been in circulation since 1938. The design features the profile of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and an image of Jefferson's home, Monticello, on the reverse. The Monticello reverse has been a hallmark of the coin since it was introduced, symbolizing the founding of the United States and President Jefferson's legacy. However, it's not the design that has collectors buzzing about the 1989 nickel, it's the circumstances surrounding a very rare, almost mythical version of the coin that wasn't supposed to exist in the first place. So, what makes the 1989 5-cent coin worth potentially millions of dollars? It's the existence of a rare error coin, specifically, the 1989 No-S proof nickel. Proof coins are specially minted coins that are created for collectors rather than for general circulation. These coins are struck using specially prepared dies and polished to a mirror-like finish. Usually, proof coins bear a mint mark to indicate which U.S. mint produced them. The S mint mark is typically used for coins produced at the San Francisco Mint. In 1989, proof coins were supposed to have the S mint mark, which indicated that they were produced at the San Francisco Mint. However, a small number of 1,989 proof nickels were released without the mint mark, an error that made these coins incredibly rare. These proof coins were not supposed to be without the mint mark, and when it was discovered, the United States Mint took swift action to remove them from the public's hands. But, despite their best efforts, a few of these mint-markless coins made it into circulation, creating one of the most sought-after error coins in numismatic history. The story behind the 1989 No-S proof nickel is quite an interesting one. In the late 1980s, the United States Mint had been experimenting with proof coin production to create higher quality pieces for collectors. Proof coins were produced in limited quantities and were intended to be sold directly to collectors. For the 1989 proof sets, coins were intended to carry the S mint mark, denoting the San Francisco Mint. But, during the production of the proof sets, an oversight occurred. A batch of 1989 proof nickels was struck without the S mint mark, creating an extremely rare error coin. It's important to note that the mint usually inspects proof coins with great care, so this mistake was extremely rare. Proof coins undergo a meticulous process, and even the smallest flaw is typically caught before it goes to the public. The mint soon realized the error and pulled the defective coins from the public release. However, some of these coins managed to slip through the cracks, and they ended up in circulation, becoming an incredibly sought-after treasure for collectors. So, how many of these error coins exist today? Well, estimates suggest that fewer than 10 of these 1989 No-S proof nickels exist. Some experts believe that the number is even lower. That means that if you find one of these coins, you could be holding a very rare piece of history in your hand. This scarcity adds a layer of excitement and intrigue to the coin, especially as collectors try to track down every known specimen. The exact number of these coins is difficult to determine, because not all of them have been accounted for or certified by professional grading services. Some may still be in circulation, while others could be tucked away in private collections. But one thing is certain, this coin is one of the most sought-after rarities in the world of numismatics. Now, let's talk about the real question on everyone's mind: how much is this coin worth? In the world of coin collecting, rarities like this are highly prized. A 1989 No-S proof nickel in perfect condition, graded by professional numismatic organizations like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation or the Professional Coin Grading Service, has been known to sell for a staggering price. In fact, in recent years, examples of this coin have been known to fetch prices upwards of $9 million. This price might seem unbelievable for a coin with a face value of just 5 cents, but it's important to remember that rarity, historical significance, and demand drive the prices of coins in the market. The 1989 No-S proof nickel is a one-of-a-kind rarity that attracts collectors, investors, and history enthusiasts alike. Coins like this don't come around often, and their rarity and the mystery surrounding them only serve to increase their value. Many collectors view RareCoins as the ultimate prize, and the 1989 NOS nickel is one of the most prized pieces in this category. Several factors contribute to the incredible value of the 1989 NOS proof nickel. First and foremost, rarity is key. As we mentioned, fewer than 10 of these coins are believed to exist. When it comes to rare coins, the law of supply and demand comes into play. There simply aren't many of these coins in circulation, which means that collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. Rare coins are also highly valued because of their uniqueness. Most coins are mass-produced, but rare coins are anomalies, and that makes them highly desirable. The condition of the coin plays a massive role in determining its value. A 1989 NOS proof nickel in pristine condition, graded as PR 70 or perfect proof, can command millions of dollars. Coins that show little to no wear, and retain their original mirror-like finish, are the most valuable. The coin's grade and its certification by a reputable grading service are key factors in determining its market price. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Another factor that contributes to the value of the 1989 NOS proof nickel is its historical significance. This coin represents a unique moment in U.S. mint history, making it an important piece for collectors who are interested in the history of American coinage. The 1989 NOS proof nickel tells a story of human error and the pursuit of perfection in minting. For many collectors, owning one of these coins is like owning a piece of history, a reminder of an event that, while small, has had a lasting impact on the numismatic world. If you're wondering whether you might have a 1989 NOS proof nickel in your collection, there are a few things to look for. First and foremost, check for the absence of the mint mark. Proof coins are typically stamped with a S mint mark for San Francisco. The 1989 NOS proof nickel will be missing this mint mark. Secondly, proof coins are typically struck with a mirror-like finish. They are designed to be visually stunning and are often sold directly to collectors. If you have a nickel with a shiny, reflective surface, it may be a proof coin. However, not all proof coins are rare coins, so the lack of the mint mark is the key feature that sets the 1989 NOS proof nickel apart. Lastly, if you believe you have one of these rare coins, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded and certified by an expert. Grading services like the PCGS or NGC can help verify the coin's authenticity, condition, and value. Having your coin graded not only ensures its legitimacy but also increases its appeal to potential buyers. If you ever decide to sell it, the 1989 NOS proof nickel is one of the most exciting and valuable coins in modern U.S. history. While the coin's face value is just 5 cents, its rarity and historical significance make it a potential treasure worth millions. So, next time you're going through your change, don't overlook those nickels. Who knows? You might just have a piece of history sitting in your pocket, waiting to make you a small fortune. Thank you for joining me today to explore the world of rare coins. If you enjoyed learning about the 1989 5-cent coin and want to know more about rare coins, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And, as always, if you think you have a rare coin or would like to share your thoughts, drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, and keep on collecting.